Hello, everybody. This is the Brett Davis podcast coming to you from IQ Podcast in Coronado, California. I'm very honored today to have two friends of mine that are putting on an amazing event coming up in their neck of the woods. There's a neck of the woods because it's not in California. It's actually going to be in Ohio, in Rayland, Ohio. We'll talk more about that event. Basically, it's called Celebration with the Stars. Shawn and Brian Chrisagis, thank you for being on my show.
We're so happy.
We're thrilled to be here.
How exciting. So you have Celebration with the Stars coming up, and you're going to have, tell us about the stars that are going to be on there.
Well, we are some of the biggest. Do you want to go, or do you want me to?
Okay, good.
We have three of the biggest iconic legends that we think of when we think of our generation. Loni Anderson, the biggest bombshell of the 70s and 80s. Erik Estrada, he was the big heartthrob and from Chips, and then there's Lindsay Wagner, who was one of the great dramatic actresses of all time. So we love all three of these stars. They're just amazing people.
Well, so you're making a celebration, of course, with the stars, but there's also another reason why you put this event together. Can you tell us about that?
We just released a brand new CD, and it's probably, I think it's our 11th or 12th CD that we've done, and it's called Let Heaven Overflow. And so because during the pandemic, when things were bad, we just thought, how could we continue to do our ministry? And yet at the same time, we feel like we're running out of time doing ministry work because the churches are not doing well. People have fallen away from the church, and we just thought, well, we're going to do a new CD, and we really felt led to do it. And then when we were planning a CD release party, we thought, well, we could do just a regular CD release where we are going to a church and we sing, and we bring the same church people in, and it's like preaching to the choir. You just keep on ministering to the same people. And then we thought, well, no, we're going to call some of our good friends. And Erik has been a dear friend of ours for 30 years. We worked for him for 18 of those years as his PR and webmasters and fan club presidents and whatever he needed. So he had made a promise to our mom on her deathbed that he would be there for us whenever we needed him. We thought, well, we'll just call him and see what he's doing. And Erik picked the date, and he decided that it would be a great celebration. And then we thought, well, we'll just add one more star to this list and make it be that people who would never go to church would come and hear these stars, and then that get the message of Jesus Christ with our music. So we had asked Lindsay. Lindsay was thrilled to come. She had done another CD release with us 11 years ago, and she loves our music, and she thought she would come in, but she didn't know if she had a movie planned that day. So she said, don't do anything yet. I may not be able to come in, but look for somebody else. Well, while we were looking, we found Loni Anderson, who was on our radio show, and she had thanked us for giving them the opportunity to witness on our radio show, which was called It's a God Thing. And she said, in Hollywood, you really don't have that opportunity to talk about the Lord. So we thought, well, what a wonderful lady. Would love to have her on. She's gorgeous still. And she agreed. And we were like, oh my gosh, Loni Anderson, heart beat still, palpitations there. So then when Lindsay came back to us and said she could do it, we thought, well, we're not going to turn Lindsay down either. So we decided to just go with it. And now it's become a celebration of their lives, their careers, what they're doing. And then we mix our music with it. And we're getting a wonderful response because it's not just for the church, it's for the unchurched. It's for people to come who love these stars. Erik is actually now a real policeman who gets sex traffickers off the internet, and we are so proud of him.
So the event's on June the 31st, 2021, and we're honored to be one of the sponsors, of course. Pastor Ron Price is the title sponsor, and we're also one of the sponsors. And so it's going to be in an area probably a lot of people from California had never been to, or maybe other parts of the country. Tell us a little bit about the location and the time that it starts.
Well, actually the posters say it starts at 6 o'clock, but it really starts before that. People like you that are sponsoring come in at 4, and we do a meet and greet with the stars. And then after that, they're going to do interviews with you, and we so thank you, Brett, you and Sarah, for being so special to us, but also doing this with us, because we've wanted to do something like this for a long time. And then after the meet and greet, what they're going to do is they're going to start signing. The doors open at 5, and the stars start signing at 5:30, and they'll be taking pictures and doing all kinds of things with fans. Rayland is the Buckeye Local High School in Ohio, and it's a big auditorium. A lot of people are wondering what kind of auditorium is it, bleachers or whatever. No, it's actually a theater. So what you're going to be sitting in is a theater with nice, comfortable seats, and the stars we're going to be giving them awards that night because of their legacy of great entertainment. And we have a lot of the area has everywhere you go, it's like 15 minutes to Wheeling, West Virginia, 15 minutes to you go from West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania in no time. So it's like we call it the tri-state area because you can get anywhere in like 30 minutes or more. So
it sounds like it's demographically located, and that's great. So basically, is this you've done events like this before?
We have done events.
We have.
We have worked with actress and model Jennifer O'Neill for 30 years, and we've done all of her women's conferences called All That Glitters, and we've done Legends events with gospel artists or Christian artists from CCM Magazine or from CCM Music, which was Grammy and Dove Award artists. And we've always brought in a star like Jessica Leah or Erik or Jennifer O'Neill to come and host it. But this is really the first time we've done a gala like this. We did one in 2000, and we had Erik Estrada. That's been 20 years ago. Erik, and we had Jennifer O'Neill and Joanne Flug, and it was called the Good News Celebration. But this time it's a celebration of the stars, and we had always wanted to do one like this. And the list of stars for this one is totally epic, and we're like so thankful to God.
Actually,
I think
what's
everything's
amazing,
being run by God. That's why it's going to be successful, and that's why the vision came. And I think that's why we came together, because the bigger plan is that God's using us as a tool to work together and put this wonderful event on.
Amen.
Amen.
And what's amazing is we've also got some tributes coming from celebrities about Erik and Loni and Lindsay. Lindsay Wagner, actually, her aunt, Linda Gray, sent a video to support Lindsay and just to brag on her a little bit. And Linda Gray was from Dallas, and a lot of people don't know that was Lindsay Wagner's aunt. And then Patrick Duffy loves. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, sir. Did you know that? Yeah. I love Linda Gray.
Yeah, Linda Gray's an awesome lady, and then Patrick Duffy is saluting Loni Anderson, and they work together. Nice. Loni's done many movies as Lindsay. They both are some great actresses. And then Morgan Fairchild saluting Erik Estrada. And before the whole thing starts, Cheryl Ladd is going to speak. And then at the end, we have someone like Kevin Sorbo or someone like that. So it's going to be a great night.
It is. We're excited to be there to help support you, and any way we can help you. And we believe in you both 100%. And we know because of God, this is going to work out successfully and help a lot more people. And also, your music is a key component of all this. So tell me more about how you get inspired by the songs that you come up with.
Do you want to talk or do you? Okay. Well, actually, we pray before we do any of the music. And this year, when the pandemic was going on, we were really crying out to the Lord to use us again, because I think so often, Brett, people take their lives for granted, and when you can't do what you love doing, you keep on trying to figure out ways to be able to do what God's called you to. And we love ministering for Jesus. And we just did a CD 2 years ago, so we didn't think we were going to be doing another one that this soon. And a guy came to us, his name's Terry Wayne, and he wanted to show us some of his music. And we've looked for a song about our mom for a long time, and we've tried to write one, but the words weren't exactly the way we wanted it. And he presented us with a song called If Heaven Had a Phone. And it's all about if heaven had a phone, would you would call your mom all the time and just reach out to her. And it made us cry from the beginning of the song to the end of the song. And we said, Terry, we want this song, and we're going to do a CD. So he actually said, okay, but if you take this song, I want to be able to write the other songs. And he's a very anointed songwriter, and the music just is powerful. And actually, what I love about Terry's music is he writes music that really is inspiring, but it's also where we're at today in our journey. And it's, I think it's where everyone's at in their journey, and it's also the heart of God. So that's where we got the CD and Heaven Overflow. And we really pray that in this event and in all of our lives and in this country, like we've never seen it before, heaven will overflow. Because once heaven overflows, we all get redemption.
Well, I appreciate you both being here on the show today. Do you have a website?
We do. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. First off, we want to thank you, though, Brett, because it's very hard for other people who, we've met many people over the years, and a lot of people don't share each other's visions, or a lot of people may share the vision or want to steal the vision, or a lot of people just get jealous. And you have always been such a brother to us in the Lord, and such a wonderful blessing. So thank you for not only getting on board, but you basically are the title sponsor, because not only did you sponsor it, but you're also helping us advertise, and you're doing the magazine and everything. So honestly, we thank God for you daily. We do have a website. You can go to Chrisagis Brothers Ministries.org. You can also look us up on Facebook. We have our music now on Spotify and on iTunes. So you can find us on a lot of different places.
And
so I
if they want
appreciate everything
tickets,
that you
they can get them.
Go ahead, Shawn.
If they want tickets, they have to call 740-859-2344 for tickets. And tickets will be selling out because we have people coming from London that's in love with Lindsay Wagner, or people in love with Loni Anderson and Erik Estrada. So it's really, but this guy contacted us. He's coming from London, but I can truly tell you, we have it coming from all over the United States and other countries.
Well, of course. And what's going to happen is if you do this annually, it's going to build a gigantic following that you can catapult for the following year. So, get as much data and as information so people can you can promote the next event, which all this stuff that I'm sure you're already thinking about all that. I know you have a great commercial. I heard that.
Great. I'm glad you liked the commercial. Actually, that was, it's been donated by one of the networks here. They did it all for just sponsorship and just to advertise. Because WKRP in Cincinnati was such a big hit in Ohio, it was the Cincinnati station. People from all over Cincinnati and Ohio just love Loni. And then, so they wanted to do this. When they found out she was coming, that network says, oh my gosh, we grew up watching that and made us want to be, I hate to say radio disc jockeys or even network people. Of course, they made their station better than WKRP, but and they all loved the turkey episode. Do you remember that one, Brett?
You remind the listeners that maybe didn't see that.
It's the Thanksgiving Day episode of WKRP where Mr. Carlson came up with this wonderful idea to promote WKRP. So for Thanksgiving, they decided to throw turkeys from a helicopter. and they thought turkeys could actually fly. It was hysterical, and it would never be done today. And once again, with Erik Estrada on board, how many policemen have been inspired by that man? And we're grateful.
Sure.
And in our area, sex trafficking is actually Ohio is number 4 in sex trafficking, which saddens our hearts. So it's a timely message for Erik to be here and to talk about what he's doing now.
Do you happen to know what the other 3 places
and
are?
it's hard.
We don't know. I know that West Virginia, which is not far from us, is, I think it's about 7 or 8. I'm not sure which ones were the top ones, but I know Ohio because we're working very closely with Harmony House that is in our area, and Harmony House gets sex traffickers off, so they are like thrilled Erik's coming to town.
I think San Diego is probably in the top 5.
I think you're right.
I think
you are right.
And I also think Vegas is somewhere around there as well, but I'm not really sure. But I think San Diego is somewhere there. Well, one thing, Brett, when we think, and I think you would agree, when we think of great television, we can't think of 3 better people to represent great television for a generation other than Lindsay Wagner, Loni Anderson, Erik Estrada. I mean, these are great. When I think of the classic Hollywood, I think of Lucille Ball, Andy Griffith, and Dick Van Dyke. And when I think of this time of era when we were all growing up, it definitely was Loni, Lindsay, and Erik. They ruled the air.
Why do you think there's such a connection with that period of time now? Why is there such a huge fan base still?
I think it's because we had much better time back then. The families back then, you could sit down with your kids and watch a show, where today, and we had role models. At that time, there was Michael Landon. There was a bunch of people that were doing quality shows. And now we have the Kardashians as our big role models, or we just have junk out there. And there is no role models. And stars back then, and I think you would agree, they had integrity, they had class, and that's what made them something special. Now we just have any ordinary Joe as a star, and they don't
at one
care.
time star power. At one time, stars really had style and class and integrity. If you look at these stars, they certainly do. I mean, Lindsay Wagner, when she took her roles, she didn't just play any roles. If you look into her life, she took roles that would make a difference. She made them change laws because she stood against child abuse. She stood against she stood for women's issues, against domestic violence. She helped a lot of things be passed in Congress that they would never have done because of her making a stand in her movies. Today, movies are made without thinking of the consequences. People don't really care anymore. And there's so much going on in the world and Hollywood that actually they don't care. And the morals have dropped so completely. And I think you can see that through the country and the way hate is like so popular these days.
Well, I'm glad you're doing this, and the idea is to bring more people in that maybe wish that they had the current stars like they do. We're lucky to have them still here. And also, I think there's a reason. The reason there's such a big shift to Christian movies is because of that time frame.
Yes.
I mean, some of those movies, some of those shows that were made, like the Michael Landon's shows that he did, and even some of the stuff Lindsay has done, and of course, I'm not sure what I'm having a memory lapse.
Well, I can tell you right now, Erik Estrada has done 8 Christian films in his career, and 8 different ones. And what his first one that was really big was The Cross and Switchblade. It impacted his life, and to this day, people have been giving their lives over to the Lord because of that movie. In fact, we have people that are from church that have grown up in church that said they never get starstruck, but they want to thank him for making that movie because it changed their lives. It's actually Cross and Switchblade that set up it was set up Teen Challenge, which gets kids off of drugs and alcoholism. And I think we are going back to a time when people are craving for some kind of value, especially parents these days and grandparents, because kids don't have it, they don't have role models. And that's why we really think that we picked three that were good role models. I mean, Loni, even through the scandal of her marriage to Bert, she really held on to God and became, she stayed as lady through it all.
Well, again, thank you for doing this. And again, I'm excited. We're excited to come and support you and be there and bring our IQ family as well, our listeners, our viewers, our readers, to share more about the event because it's very well needed. The country is starved for what you're doing, and this is just the beginning, I think.
Well, thank you. Well, we love you, Brett. Thank you.
We love you. We love you too. God bless you both, and we're praying for you, and we're looking forward to a successful event and seeing you. And of course, we have a lot of work to do between now and then, so we get some commercials to make and some ads to put out, and we're going to be getting to work on our end over here.
Thank you. Well, God bless you guys.
You guys take care. You guys look great, by the way. You guys look better live than you do on photos. What's up with that?
Well,
you guys look younger. You guys look like, are you guys working out? I mean, you got a wellness program going on or something, or?
We're trying to, but right now it's stress.
I think it was Orson Welles. You remember Orson Welles, right?
Yes.
He said you could leave your body to science or leave it to science fiction.
Well, that's funny. Actually, when you come in, we want you to teach us how to get a good body. You have
a phenomenal. Look at you guys. You guys look like you guys are ready to do to compete. What's going on?
I think it's cameras and lighting.
Oh, stop it. Well, it's good seeing both of you. You guys have a great day.
I can't hear you. My.
Well, he's saying goodbye. So thank you, Brett, and I'll fill Brian in the rest of it.
Okay. And I want to thank my sponsors, because without my sponsors, we wouldn't be on right now. So thank you to Attorney King, Amanpour, for his support and love, and God bless him for everything he does. He's a wonderful attorney and does a lot of great collision and accidents and takes care of people in San Diego and abroad. Also, Saquon Casino Resort, who's a great sponsor of our teachers event and awards that we put together. And they're just great partners, and we love working with Saquon. Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, Tim and Angel, thank you for what you guys do. We appreciate you guys. The gym and George Jackson, thank you for being there from the beginning and supporting me when we were just starting out. And I appreciate your friendship and your love. IB Fitness and Marina Teal for her support and her wonderful show she does here at IQ Podcast. And last but not least, the wonderful Nikki Rottens. Thank you to Nikki Rottens for their support, and they have a great meal and bar. And of course, I'd like to thank Tim for everything he does. And thank you for believing in, of course, us. And we look forward to doing a live podcast at Nikki Rottens, which is going to be crazy and fun. And so God bless everybody. I wish you all the very best. And again, don't forget, watch this show and get more information for this wonderful event coming up. It's going to be fabulous. You guys take care, and God bless.
You too. God bless.